This video is over topic 26, numbers 2 and 3. So jumping ahead to those. So Scott is putting money into a savings account. He starts with $750 in the account. Each week he adds $60. So I'm going to find the total amount of money in the savings account after 11 weeks. Probably you can figure out how to calculate that. You have the 11 weeks. He's putting in $60 each week. So you might do something like 11 times 60 is 660. And then looking back, he started with 750. So I'm going to add the 750 onto that and get 1410. Now, if I look at those calculations I've done and put it together, it was 11 times 60, that result, plus 750. You might have also, you could have done it as 60 times 11. You might have put the 750 at the beginning. Like you're starting with 750 and you're adding. So if you did 750 plus 660, the order doesn't matter as long as it's the 60 and 11 getting multiplied and that result getting added with the 750 to equal the 1410. Now, we can put this into an equation. In ALEKS, you'll be asked for the equation first, then it'll say use the equation. I want to show you so you can do either way. If you're comfortable coming up with this calculation and you can find that 1410, you can reverse engineer that to get the equation. So the equation is going to have S in it for the total amount of money. It's going to have W for the number of weeks. It is also going to have those two given numbers, the 750 and the 60. So as I look at whatever form the calculation was, so I'll do the 11 times 60 plus 750 equals 1410. Now, I know the 60 and the 750, those were the given numbers, so those are going to stay there. The 11 and the 1410 are going to be replaced with S and W in some order. S is the total amount of money, that's the 1410. W is the number of weeks, that's the 11. So W times 60, I can write as 60W plus 750 equals S. Other forms that could take could be 60, or could be, sorry, 750 plus 60W equals S, or S equals 750 plus 60W, S equals 60W plus 750. And I think, I'm not sure how picky ALEKS is if you do W times 60, if you have a way to enter a multiplication rather than just next to each other, that would, I think, be okay. And if it's on a quiz or test, even if ALEKS doesn't accept it, I will. Just be careful you're not using X for multiplication usually, because that would be a variable rather than a operation usually. So any of these would all be equally acceptable. So number 3, similar process. Now we're going to write the equation first and then use it to find something. So write an equation relating G, which is the number of gallons left in this tank, to M, which is the number of minutes it's been draining. We have a tank is being drained at a rate of 8 gallons per minute, starting from a full 500-gallon tank. So my equation is going to have 8 and 500 in it. A couple different ways you might think of this. One is I start with the 8. It's 8 gallons per minute, so I know that's my change amount. I'm going to use the units to help me figure out the calculation. 8 gallons per minute. That's going to have to be multiplied by the number of minutes. And this is M represents the number of minutes, so 8 times M. The change amount gets multiplied by the input. And then it started from a full 500-gallon tank. Also, it is being drained. That's important because that means I'm actually doing a minus 8 gallons per minute. It's going down. And the initial amount was 500. Now, I find it more intuitive to start where it says starting from a full 500 gallon tank. So 500. Then from there, it's draining, and I can say a draining rate of 8 gallons a minute means I'm going to subtract 8 gallons per minute times the number of minutes to get the remaining gallons. So you might have negative 8m plus 500 equals G. 500 minus 8m equals G. G equals negative 8m plus 500. G equals 500 minus 8m. Any of those would be perfect as the equation. And again, if you're stuck and you can't figure out the equation, jump on to part B. Use the equation to find the number of gallons. If you forget, use the equation and just say, all right, find the number of gallons left after 20 minutes. And you say, all right, 8 gallons per minute for 20 minutes. So you might know to take the 8 times 20 is 160. And you think about it a little bit, you say, all right, 160 got drained off from the 500. So 500 minus 160 is 340 gallons left. Then you just put things back together a little bit. The 160 came from 8 times 20. The 20 was that given number plugged in. That was the number of minutes. Change that to the M. The G is the number of gallons left. That's the 340. And you get 500 minus 8M equals G that way. So whether, again, you start with the equation, use it to find the result, or you start with the result and then reverse engineer kind of to find the equation that's more general, either way is fine.